It says this hangout is on the air. We are live. Good morning, everybody. This is Lunch with Len, and it is what day of the week is it? It's Tuesday, September 22nd, 2015, and welcome everybody to another fabulous, exciting Lunch with Len.
Yeah.
And Chris wants to talk about our little blogging platform that we're doing, and I don't know exactly what Chris wants to talk about, so I'm going to shut up and let Chris talk about what Chris wants to talk about. And as I was saying a moment ago, I've learned some new things about MLSP sites, which I was planning on covering today, and I will start covering it if we have time, and if we don't, we'll just do it on Thursday. But I'm becoming more and more really fascinated with some of the power that these guys have put out there. It's pretty incredible. So anyhow, I'm going to just shut up and let Chris take the floor. Chris?
Well, it's really, I just want everybody's opinion on this.
I'm going to bring Larry just popped in. I'm going to invite him over.
Come on over, Larry.
He's on his way. He's on his way.
And this has nothing to do with sites because I don't have sites yet.
Understood.
This is my
regular blog. Maybe other people didn't. All right. You're on, Chris.
All right. So we all have to admit that Rob Forrest's training the other night was absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
And he recommends Yoast most strongly. Well, I shut Yoast off on my blog because it interferes with the tracking pixel.
Oh, okay.
It actually says that neither one of them will work right. So I shut Yoast off, but I think I'm cutting my nose off to spite my face.
Actually, I was on a webinar. Let me turn that down a bit.
Bill? Can you mute yourself, Bill?
I can mute him.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So what I'm learning, this is an interesting point, Chris.
Okay, I can talk now. Yeah.
He unmuted himself. I'm going to mute him again. There we go.
Okay. What I'm learning from going through some of the MLSP sites training is that, yes, Yoast and header footer interfere with each other.
Right.
And so I think the right thing to do is to drop header footer and use Yoast, because I believe Host will handle the tracking pixel for Facebook.
So there's a place within Yoast that has header footer in it?
I believe there's I believe there's a place within Yoast to put in a tracking pixel.
Okay. Well, and
anybody else know? If not, then we need to figure this out.
Something else I was thinking: if most of your blog posts have a campaign in them, you can drop your pixel also in the campaign. But of course, somebody has to click on the campaign. You see what I'm saying?
Not really.
Within the campaigns, before you set it up, you could drop the tracking pixel in there.
You mean the MLSP campaigns?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for sure you can do that. So you're raising a very valid point, Chris, and that is Yoast and header footer interfere with each other. The question is, what's the best resolution?
So I wanted everybody's opinion because I value you guys' opinion. Should I turn Yoast back on and turn header footer off?
I'll tell you what. I will promise you I will have an opinion on Thursday. I don't have one today, because that's an area that I was about to dig into with MLSP sites and look at Yoast and header footer. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to do it without using header footer. Now, it's also interesting that MLSP sites has provided both header footer and Yoast, but but I believe you're correct. You can't use them both at the same time.
Yeah, I went back in when Yoast did an update because I've still got it in there,
Mm-hmm.
and turned Yoast back on, and I still had the same problem. The Pixel helper said that they're not compatible.
Okay. Okay.
So, like I said, I value all you guys' opinion.
Well, let's find out. Let's just go get some data and find out. I'll take it upon myself to try to get that sorted out before Thursday, and come back and tell you what I find out.
I'll be honest, I don't know anything about it, so
Okay.
I don't have any information to give you, Chris. Sorry.
Right. And Rick, I assume you're in the same position.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking foreign to me.
Okay.
No, Rick, we're talking English, young man.
Foreign English.
Okay. Okay. All right. There's no more to say about it, I don't think.
I guess there isn't. I thought we'd have more of a lively discussion about this.
Okay.
You guys. You let me down.
Well, I think you caught us all by surprise in the sense that I think you're right, and I think we've uncovered. I've been using header footer, and I realized some time ago that Yoast conflicted with header footer, and so I dropped using Yoast the same as you did. I just quit using it. It's still sitting there on my website, but it's
mine too.
active.
But after Rob's training, he stressed Yoast so much. Plus, I think, wasn't it within Yoast that you could put in the privacy stuff down below? And he said Google won't even really look at your site too much if it doesn't have that privacy stuff at the bottom.
Well, you have to have the privacy stuff for sure. Whether you need Yoast to have it or not, I don't know.
I could not find it in my theme anywhere.
No.
So it must have been within Yoast.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do then. And besides the fact, when I think about it, unless you're actually running ads all the time, you're not going to get people to your blog anyway that much.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, when you're running an ad, you really want the pixel in there. If you're running a like campaign, you don't need the pixel in there because they're not going to go to your blog anyway. They're just going to like your page. So I guess, I put my blog on my fan page all the time, and maybe a few people click it.
Okay. Well, you know what? Like I said, that's an area, that's a fascinating area, and I was sort of just getting ready to start down into that because I've been looking at all the different themes that they gave us over on MLSP sites. So let me sort of go ahead and tell you where I was going to head with MLSP sites today, and tell you what I know, and
Okay.
and then I'll pick the thread up on Thursday because these are really important questions, and but before I do that. It was announced today that MLSP Sites is going to become available for Live the Dream 7 ticket holders within the next week or so. So I don't know how many of you. Now I know you weren't at MLS or at Live the Dream 6, Chris, and Rick. But if you're thinking of going to Live the Dream 7. This might be an impetus to
get it sooner.
You know what? It's available to me, and I didn't even go, but I did buy the ticket.
Yeah. Well, you bought a ticket.
Yeah.
So.
To 6.
Yeah.
But you were supposed to have been physically there to get it, but they gave it to you anyway.
Well,
you know what? I kind of gave I never got rid of my main ticket. I just gave my Prime one to Len.
Yeah, he was there. He was. Spirit lives on.
He was there in spirit.
My goofy spirit was there.
So, let me take you on out to MLSP sites again for just a few minutes, okay?
Well, wait 1 second. I want to ask you another question. Have you decided whether you're...
You've had your ration of questions for the day.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Chris.
Are you going to choose a new name for your domain, or are you going to use lenmoody.com?
Well, lenmoody.com exists. It's not going to get changed.
Okay, so you're going to pick another domain name for sites?
It is not going to go away. By definition, even if I use Len Mooney, it's a new domain name because it's lenmooney.mlspsites.
Uh-huh.
So whatever name you choose for your MLSP sites blog or website is a subdomain of MLSP sites.
Okay, so, but like I have Shouse in the House Coaching, I have that domain already purchased. Right now it's just pointing at chrisshouse.com. But I could take that, and what would I do? Point it to my sites?
When you set up your site, if you want to, you would call it Shouse in the House Coaching. Here, let me do a screen share and go out there. Okay.
All right.
This will make more sense if you're seeing it rather than me trying to say it to you.
Okay.
Okay. So there's enough of you over here that if I screw it up, you ought to be able to figure it out and tell me. So here we go. You should be seeing my screen, and let me clean up. Okay, here I am at MLSP. So you can see the MLSP, and here we are at sites.
Right.
We're at well, we're not anywhere yet. We're going to log in. MLSP. There we go. Okay. So when you look down here through, this is the first three things you have to do when you set up your sites and MLSP sites. And the first thing you do is you pick a name. And you see my site is lenmooney.mlspsites.com.
Okay.
So I'm using the same name that I use out on lenmooney.com, but because it's a subdomain of MLSP sites, it exists here independently. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Now, I can mask this. I can use a pretty link. For example, if I wanted to, now follow this bouncing ball.
Okay.
If I wanted to, I could create a pretty link that directed lenmooney.com to lenmooney.mlspsites.com. So that if somebody typed in lenmooney.com, they would end up here. But that would screw up my other site.
That's right.
So it really wouldn't work, but it would screw up. Now, in your case, Chris, you could call this Shouse in the House Coaching.mlspsites.com if you want to.
Okay.
Or let me ask, did you say that Shouse in the House Coaching is not being used?
Right now, I just have it pointed at chrisshouse.com.
Okay. So
no, it's not being used.
So you could just point it. When you set up your site, you could call this anything you want. What's your dog's name?
Buttons.
So you could call this buttons.mlspsites.com. And then you could point Shouse in the House Coaching to buttons.mlspsites.com. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can call this anything you want.
So you're never going to have a domain name within MLSP sites.
Say that again?
You're not really ever going to have a real domain name. It's always going to be .mlsp sites.
Yes. 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 But the public doesn't have to see that. Now, let me show you one of the reasons. There's a couple things I want to show you. So stay with me here for a moment. Hopefully, you're going to see Facebook in a moment. I hope you can still see my screen.
Yes.
You see Facebook. I'm going to show you Lisa Thompson, because this is really fascinating, and then I'll go behind the scenes and show you what's going on here. Lisa, so I got to scroll down to find it. So Lisa put up, look at this, website all finished. Tomorrow, start blogging. If you want to check it out, go to. Now notice that she has drlisathompson.com.
Right.
Okay. I'm just waiting for it to load.
And it's a beautiful site. I went and looked at it.
Okay. But what is it? This is an MLSP Sites. Now, I don't know what her underlying name is. Her underlying name might be aardvark.mlspsites.com. I don't know. She's using, this is a pretty link that she's using to direct you to her MLSP Sites site. Now, there's a couple of really incredibly interesting things here. By the way, I would recommend strongly that anyone who wants to set up an MLSP site go take a look at what she has done, because she's done a really good job, and I'll show you how she's done it too. But notice this right here, 8 or 10 qualified leads help you, and if you start clicking through this, this is just an MLSP funnel. Nothing more, nothing less. But what she's done, and we talked about this in Lunch with Len, I'm going to say maybe a month or two ago, we talked about how to put a video in front of your funnelizer capture page. So if you click here.
Hi, Dr. Lisa Thompson here, and I'm coming to you from my home office outside of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you the 5-step formula that all the top...
Can't stop it. Okay. But you see what happened is it went to a video that she did. And by the way, she did a pretty decent job on that video. And if you go ahead and log in or go ahead and put your email in, it takes you to a second video. And if you just keep right on going down the funnel, you end up looking at Brian Finale and in one of the funnels. And she's done a really nice job, and it takes you on into the $10 trial. That's where this heads into. But and I really like the way she did it. And you might want to take a look at it. Now, she's done some other things here. She's got some testimonials up, and etc. But let me show you what's behind the scenes here. How did she do this? I'm going to close Lisa Thompson. With a little bit of luck, I am not going to close Lunch with Len. So I strongly suggest that you go out there and look at Lisa Thompson's site. And MLSP Sites. And I'm going to take us into the training portal. So here's the training portal. Now, they gave us a whole lot of different themes, and I showed you this the other day, and you're certainly welcome to go look at all the different themes, and I can show you where to find them if you're not sure. But she's using the Divi theme, and all she's done is she's taken that theme and she's gone through their setup. I changed themes since the last time I talked to you, and I am currently using, you know what, honestly I don't remember which one of these two I'm using right now, but I'll take you there in a second. But they've done a couple of things that are pretty phenomenal. Now remember this, if you're brand new and have never done any WordPress before at all, they've got all this beginner stuff here that you can go through every one of these trainings. But if you're sort of half-assed knowledgeable, which I will qualify myself as half-assed knowledgeable, I'm certainly not an expert on WordPress, but I know enough to get myself in trouble. If you go through the MLSP Sites design walkthroughs, if you watch this video and just follow the bouncing ball, they'll take you on through it.
Hey, Len.
Now, did somebody say something?
Hey, Len.
Yeah.
See the domain mapping?
What? Say again?
The domain mapping plugin?
Yes.
That's what she needs to use to forward her Shausen House. That's what that is. So if she wanted to get the domain Shausen House, she just does the domain mapping, and that's So if they punch in Shawson House into the browser, it'll go to her MLSP sites.
Right, and that is another way to do it. And you're absolutely right. So you could, I said using Pretty Links before, and I don't know whether she's doing that or she could be doing this. It's the same thing basically. So you're absolutely right.
Thanks, Rick.
Now, if you go out and look at my site right now, and this is very different than what you saw the other day. Let me see if I can take us there without screwing things up. You're going to see that my site looks really different. And I'm sure you don't remember what it looked like the other day. But these things up here at the top, they're just really, really marvelous. I'm going to show you what they are in just a moment. So I have my header up there. I have these things up there, which you're looking at going, how the hell did he do that? Because you have no idea right now. And then it drops right into my blogs, and here's a couple of blog posts that I have up. So there's a couple of them there, and I have my university. This connects directly out to the university product, I think. By the way, the site right now, this site is disabled for browser for the web crawlers, the spiders. They're being discouraged from indexing this site right now. But let me show you where these guys come from. They have given us, amongst the other things that they've done, which I just didn't realize the power of what they had here the other day. I had seen it, but I haven't looked at it. Is they have several new widgets that they've designed for this, and this particular theme has what they're calling a home featured sidebar, and that's that top sidebar. It's not really a sidebar, it's not on the side, but it's that top bar. And inside that top bar is an MLSP call to action. So in our widgets, we have this thing called MLSP call to action. And I don't expect you to remember all this, but just you'll know that where it came from, and it's extremely easy to do this. In the MLSP to call to action, if you open it up, you drop in a title, you drop in a URL for the image, you drop in a little description, and you drop in the URL for the button. Now, you know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you.
It's the campaign.
It's the campaign, exactly.
I only know that because I did a blog post and a video on it.
So that is the link to the campaign for the Periscope giveaway. And there were three. Let me close this. There were three other ones, or two other ones. So I just followed their setup instructions, step 1, step 2, step 3, and did exactly what they told me to do. And I ended up with this, which I think is really awesome. Now, can you imagine, and this is just, I'm just thinking out loud right now. I haven't quite figured out how exactly I'm going to use all this yet, and I'm going to go back and look at Rob Forrest training, which I haven't done yet. But they have given us some incredibly awesome capability, and I'm just beginning to scratch the surface. But these are really neat, because if you click on any one of these, it goes right out to the campaign. So you've got this. Let me try to do this without shutting anything down. So you've got these big, sticking out like a sore thumb buttons right on your website in the top bar if you want them there. And that's using one of the themes that they've given us, and they've given us several pretty powerful themes. So I'm going to suggest that you all take a look at MLSP sites as soon as you can, because I really think that they've done a phenomenal job. And having said that, unless there's any specific questions that require me to be out here at MLSP sites, I'm just going to go ahead and come on back to, I'm going to stop sharing and come on back to the webinar itself.
I have a question for you, Len, when you get a chance.
Yeah, go ahead. So can you see me again now?
Oh, I can see that beautiful face, sir.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, good. Yeah.
Are you going to be doing putting the same blog on 2 spots? Because I didn't think people like that.
No, I'm not going to do that. And you're asking a question that I still don't completely know the answer. I still haven't ferreted out in my own mind exactly how I'm going to do this. But I do know this. I've been personally leaning toward building MLSP, putting more emphasis on building MLSP. And with MLSP sites, that's what I'm going to do.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Larry.
You know what? That was my plan. Like Rob said, he took every product and he's planned to do, do all the SEO on it and just keep doing blogs about different products.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what I'm going to use MLSP sites for. And
that's exactly what I'm going to do too. And
you're a copycat.
But LenMooney.com is not going to be discontinued. I made this comment last Thursday. I'll make it again today. I've been sort of aware for some time that I've been confusing the issue with LenMooney.com. I do a lot of mindset stuff out there, when I throw in some marketing stuff. And is it a mindset site, or is it a marketing site, or is it a little bit of both? And what I think I'm going to do is start to clean that up a little bit. I'm going to let LenMooney.com drift more toward mindset, and maybe even toward, if I stay with World Ventures, and I say if, because I'm not sure what I want to do with World Ventures, but maybe if I stay with World Ventures, I'll let it become mindset, travel, lifestyle, the things you do with your life, and I'm going to let MLSP sites become MLSP sites, and I'm going to follow Rob Fohr's lead in putting up. I've started down the product list, started to make my little Excel spreadsheets for every product that I want to promote, and do the keyword research and start to move in that direction. So where I'm headed is I don't know which theme I want to use. I really like what Lisa did with the Diva theme. I really like what I have up there now with whatever theme that is, the Proplex theme, I think it is. It's one of those two. These themes, and I'm still working to understand, where the limitations are. Which theme do I really want to use and why? And I don't know the answer yet, to be honest with you. So I'm still digging into this stuff. But the deeper I dig, the more impressed I become with what they've done for us. I just can't say enough about it.
Do you know what I've been doing? I've been taking each product, and I'm not real good with spreadsheets.
Mm-hmm.
So the notepad on your computer.
Yes.
I've been laying everything out on a notepad and then just saving it as, and then I've got all my keywords and everything right there.
Yeah, that's another way. I personally, that's certainly another way to do it. I'm very strong with Excel, and I've been using Excel for 40 years or 30 years or something. So I like Excel. I don't particularly like Notepad personally. Yeah, Bill.
Excel hasn't been out for 30 years.
20 years, I don't know, long time.
Well,
that's why
I agree with 20, but not 30.
You think so? You don't think it's
That's
not
a fact.
30? I don't know, Bill. You might be right. I really don't know. I just know that I've been using Excel for a long time.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I've been using Excel for at least 20 years too.
Okay. So we'll leave it at least 20.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So before Thursday, it's high noon. Before Thursday, I will do my utmost to do a little more research on Yoast versus header footer, and see if I can come back with what I think we ought to do and reasons why, if I can support the argument. So that's what we'll do on Thursday. Is we'll look at that. And then, I have surgery on Friday. I have no clue what I'm going to be like next Tuesday, but probably I'll be here. But, the next few days are going to be a little bit dicey for me after Thursday. So just play it by ear.
When do you go in?
Friday.
Friday morning?
Friday morning, yeah. I think my check-in's 11 o'clock or something.
Well, as soon as you come out of recovery, I want you to grab your phone and write, "I'm okay," and send it out to Facebook. Come on.
I'll be okay.
I know you're going to be okay, but you need to let us know that you're out of surgery and.
Pester Bob, he'll let you know.
All right.
So that's all I've got for today, unless you have any questions. And like I said, they are going to release sites to MLSP or LTD7 ticket holders. They said within a week. So
They said they might even do it Wednesday night when Bert's doing the blogging segment.
yeah, maybe, yeah. So I recommend it. And you know the thing that's powerful about this, MLSP sites is bringing us so much power right now. I think that we're going to blow this 2 to 3 month average retention time for new customers right out of the water. Because once people get into this and get their website up and running, they're not going to want to quit.
Right.
You know, and so I think they've done. They just handed us a silver platter of new ways to make money.
There's a big advantage of using MLSP sites as far as infrastructure too, because it's going to be much more powerful than your local hosting.
Right. Well, that was the point of me showing you too this new widget that they gave us, so that you can easily integrate the MLSP system campaigns into your website. And I mean, each one of those 3 campaigns that I have up there took, maybe 2 minutes to integrate in. The hardest part's finding the URL for the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. So
I know.
yeah, so it's I mean, what they've handed us here is really powerful. I believe so.
And it's only going to get better.
Yeah. Well, the next thing is they're threatening. I mean, there's been rumors now of them adding a real autoresponder too in next year, and that'll be the final thing, because right now, we still all recommend to people that they get AWeber because MLSP doesn't have a really good autoresponder, and people that get AWeber stay with AWeber. Once they're in it, they don't drop out because they build a list. They got to stay with it. So once we have an autoresponder in MLSP, then I mean, you're just going to lock this thing down. That people that join are not going to want to quit.
Yeah, and it'll truly be a one-stop shop.
Yeah. So yeah, I am now that I see what they've given us with MLSP sites, I am definitely plowing forward with the Rob 4 strategy.
Yeah, I agree with you. Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
Okay, well, let's continue to support each other and work together and make this all happen for all of us. Enough said. Enough said.
Sounds good.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you Thursday. I'll see if I can come up with some answers, and that's it. You guys have a great day, and girls. You girls have a great day, too. We need more girls, Chris. Go get some girls.
I'm just one of the boys.
Hey, we can still have, we can always use more chicks.
Yeah. Okay, folks, you have a great one.
You too.
Bye.
Hit the stop broadcast. Have a great one.